Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to show you all how to make your own pocket notebook that you could use for your daily to-do list, for just note-taking, little light sketches. It's nice and easy, compact, and fits right in my other journal that I take with me on the go. Whatever you use a pocket notebook for, I'm going to show you how to make it. You're going to need just regular printing paper, the type that you would put on a house home printer. We're going to take this and fold it in half the long way. So hot dog style, I think it's what they call it. I really don't care if they're not super well aligned. I'm just going to fold it in half. If it's crooked, doesn't matter. I can show you how I can adjust it later. If you care about such things, I don't. I'm not knocking you for caring. I'm just asking that you not knock me for not caring. I'm going to move fairly quickly through this, just folding once over and folding that way. Now I could take scissors and cut it that way, or I can cut it this way if, again, I don't care about the edges being frayed. Doesn't matter to me, but if it matters to you, take your time measuring, take your time cutting. Now that we have this, the length, obviously the height of it is going to be 4 1/4 because it's 8.5 by 11. So half of 8.5 is 4 1/4. And now we just need to decide how wide we want our journals to be. If I wanted to, I can cut this in half, which would bring us to 5 1/4 or 5.5, or I can cut it to where it can be just 5 instead of 5 1/4. Yeah, let's go 5. I'm going to bring it into my scoring table. I'm going to measure right there, right on the 5. I'm going to turn it around and measure right on the 5, which means I'm going to have this extra strip right there in the middle. I don't mind it. I can always use that for my urban journaling. There we go. And we repeat, mark it on 5. This is just so I know where to cut. You could take a ruler and leave a mark on 5 and then draw the line, cut it. However you want to cut this, there's no right or wrong way. This is just one way that's a little faster for me. And I'm only going fast for the sake of showing you how it's done. If I wanted to, I can make an ASMR video and cut this really nice and neat. But again, this is just going to be my on-the-go to-go list or on-the-go task reminder. So it doesn't need to be super neat. So just repeat for however many other pages you want. This would obviously give me, it's 4 pieces, so it obviously will give me 8 pages. I'm going to cut another piece of paper just so I can get more pages out of it. Or maybe you're looking for a fields note type of notebook, in which case you can cut as many of these sheets of paper as you'd like. Just remember what kind of paper you're using, because depending on the type of paper you use, you'll be able to use certain inks with it. You'll be able to glue certain things to it. You know, if you wanted to do some watercoloring, obviously you'd have to cut a thicker type of paper, more watercolor paper, all that. But if all you're doing is writing, if all you're doing is writing, then this should be fine. And look, I cut into the other sheet. I don't mind. I'm just going to cut this little extra piece, and those pieces are going to have little sections missing, but I don't care. I really don't. All right, now that I have all my sheets of paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start folding each one in half. Now all we need is a cover for this. And for that, we're going to need another sheet of paper. This is much thicker. This is, I think, is a 65-pound cardstock. And so what we're going to do is we are going to cut ourselves a sheet of paper that is just a little bit over 4 1/4, right? Because we have a 4 1/4. So we're going to go 4 1/2. We're going to go 4 1/2. Let's just cut that piece now. I went over just a little bit. It doesn't matter if this one is crooked because we're going to adjust it in just a second. All right, so now we have our 4 1/2, and now we need something bigger than our 5, right? Because we need it to overlap a little bit. So we're going to go 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Here we are. Remember, all of these can be saved and used for something else. It's not hoarding if you're going to use it. Or at least I like to tell myself. All right, so now I'm going to fix these to make sure that they're all standing level. And I'm going to just make sure that I have enough room on top and bottom, which looks like I do. I'm going to bring my square back in, and I'm going to take half of 5 1/4. I don't know measurements, guys. All I know is that if I have 2 more over the 5, I'm going to take half of 5 and just go 1 over. And that'll mean I'll have 1 on this side and 1 on this side. Sorry for those of you who love math. I was much gooder at English than I was at math. So that's why I do math that way. So as you can see, my white paper is sticking out just barely. And that's only because you have those inside sheets that are just popping out just slightly. And now what I could do, this side and clamp this side, stay away from the center just so that it doesn't move on me. And what I'll do is I'll bring in my stapler, which should reach. See, I have enough room still. If I couldn't reach, then I'll bring my much larger stapler. I can't show you on camera, but what I'm going to try to do is bring right where it bites. I'm going to bring that right to the center, right there, right on that line. As best as I can. It's going to be crooked because you'd have to be really perfect in order to be able to do it perfectly. See, well, actually, that was pretty close. And staple the other end now. And again, I'm going to try to get right there, right in the middle, as close as I can. And then just to be sure, I'm going to go place one right in the middle too, so that this could be really secure. There it is. That one was off center, but this one I think was my best one. All right, remove these. And now I have myself a mini journal or to-do notebook. Let's just call it that. It's a notebook. I could make this a little neater and cut that extra piece so that it can align, or I could just leave it as is. I would recommend that you not make it with too many pages if you're going to carry it around, because by the time you fill it, it's going to be torn and all beat up. If you were to do like a weekly one, that would work because it'll take a beating for a week, but if you have it in your pocket longer than that, it's probably not going to last you. All right, for those of you who do like things to be nice and neat, what you're going to do is you're going to find a way of making sure that this is lined up to something. Right? Like here I have this cutting board and I'll line the edge of the notebook with this line here. And I'm going to press down. And what I'll do is I'm going to probably guess where the bottom pieces of paper are. And I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to push down firmly. Then I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and cut off those extra pieces of paper very slowly. I don't have to cut all of them in one go. I could take several stabs at it. Okay, there it is. Line your notebook up to the far line and then press firmly and start cutting away. Okay, there it is. Again, line up your notebook. Press firmly. Yep. There you go. Nice and neat all the way to the edge. And if you want to make it even neater, you're going to take your cutter and each page cut off those corners and make them round. Nice little rounded out corners. Nice little notebook. And it's yours. I like to take a little extra measure and protect the spine of my books by cutting out a piece of hockey tape. And I love hockey tape because it's more of a fabric material. It's got good grip. Just add a piece like that to one side and then fold to the other side. And now that spine is just a little bit more protected. Hockey tape. Love it. And there you have it, your little pocket notebook.